Weak at the Knees, an Adrienette fanfiction. With special thanks to Gray the Goose Art for the thumbnail and introduction art. You can click her icon to check out her Tumblr account, or the link in the description box if you're on mobile. Writing prompt. An alternate universe where Adrien designs like his dad and Marinette wants to be a model. What if they don't like my freckles? Marinette asked, dabbing on some foundation. Girl, relax. Your freckles are freaking adorable, Alia said. Besides, I've heard his son is a lot nicer than Gabriel is. I don't know. Marinette's voice trailed off as she stared at her reflection in the mirror. I mean, this is an audition for Adrien Agreste. I can't mess this up. And you won't. I promise. Marinette packed up her makeup bag and gave Alia a small smile before heading out of the bathroom. Being inside the Agreste building was intimidating in and of itself, but the chance to be a brand model on top of it? Any girl would sweat through her powder. I'll see you then. Go get him, girl, Alia shouted. A few minutes later, she was sitting next to a blonde boy, waiting for an interview. How long have you modeled? He asked, turning to her in hopes of starting a conversation. Oh, not long, she sighed. A few months. Oh, wow. I know. Not impressive, am I? What inspired you to go after a big company like Agreste? Timing, I guess. I've always been a fan of Gabriel's designs, she said, tucking her hair behind her ears. When I was 16, my mom went out and bought me one of his dresses. It cost more than she should have ever even considered buying, but she had noticed that I had fallen in love with it at the store. She saved and waited for months for it to go on clearance and surprised me with it one day after school. That sounds nice, he smiled. It's one of my favorite memories from childhood, really, Marinette said. We call it my Ladybug dress. A red A-line skirt with black polka dots and pockets, unusual for the Agreste brand, with a ribbon tied around the waist. I never look better than when I'm wearing that dress. That's... wow. It's an amazing dress. It's funny that you say that, because I know what dress you're talking about, the boy said, sitting up straight so she could see his face. Really? Yeah, but Gabriel didn't design that one. What do you mean? That was the first dress that his son designed, that Gabriel allowed in stores. You're kidding! You can tell by the pockets. Anything with pockets is by Adrien. Anything without is by his father, Gabriel. That's... wow! That actually makes a lot of sense. Where did you learn that? Well, I designed them. I would hope I can tell the differences between my designs and my father's. Marinette froze as she looked the boy over. Wait, she whispered. No. What? How? Pleased to meet you, number 64. Or should I say... He looked down at the clipboard he was holding. Marinette Dupain-Cheng. I... She began to stutter in embarrassment, realizing she had failed to recognize the prodigy son of the fashion world. Nice to meet you. I'm Adrien Agreste, he said, extending his hand out to her. I'm pleased to hear you're a fan. How American of you, she said, taking his hand in hers. They lingered together for a moment longer than was professional, holding each other's gaze. It comes with the business, he winked, standing up and gesturing to a room across the hall. Shall we? Sure. Okay. Marinette stood up only to realize that one of her legs had fallen asleep, causing her to fall down into Adrienne's chest. Whoa! Careful there, princess! I, um, thanks. Sorry. Her face was bright red. Could this get any more embarrassing? Something wrong with your leg? It fell asleep. If it's going to take a nap, it should tell me beforehand. I could use one myself, he teased. Marinette looked up at him in surprise, his arms still wrapped around her in support. Well, that's a first, she said. What? No one in your life has made that joke before? He asked. Not in my memory. You need higher quality people in your life, then. Fair enough. So, interview? Oh, yeah. Are you good for walking now? I should be fine. Thank you. Any time. A little thing like you could be blown over by the wind. You should be more careful. Marinette took a deep breath and unraveled herself from his embrace. She had no idea what her chances of getting this job were, but she already had a crush on her boss. Thank you so much for listening. This is a Miraculous Ladybug fan fiction. If you would like more, you can check out the playlist below, which is specific to Adrienette fanfictions. One more shout out to Gray the Goose Art for providing the artwork for today's thumbnail and opening and ending screens.